Let's cook. Today, I'm making an incredible pork tenderloin with beer sauce, juicy, tender, and packed with flavor. Here in front of me, I have a whole pork tenderloin, about 1 kilo, and I'll be cooking with 2 pieces. Now, depending on where you're watching from, this cut may be called pork tenderloin, pork fillet, or even filet mignon of pork. It's the same cut, lean, tender, and perfect for this recipe. Let's start by slicing it into beautiful medallions, about 2 fingers thick. Notice how even the pieces look. Now, the very end of the pork doesn't have the same round shape, so I'll set it aside. That little piece is perfect to grind later for ground pork, or you can use it for a different recipe. But for now, we're focusing on these amazing pork medallions that will turn into a restaurant-quality dish right at home. Now that I have all my pork tenderloin medallions ready on the cutting board, it's time to season. And this step is absolutely essential, because the seasoning is what gives our pork that first layer of flavor. Let's start with salt. I like to sprinkle it evenly over the top of the pork medallions. Don't rush this part, take your time and make sure every piece is coated. Salt doesn't just add taste, it also helps the pork stay juicy when it cooks. Next, freshly ground black pepper. Using freshly cracked pepper makes such a difference compared to pre-ground. It adds a little kick, a little heat, and that amazing aroma that works so well with pork tenderloin. Remember, pork is a lean meat, so we want to build as much flavor as possible right from the start. Now, drizzle some good quality olive oil over the pork medallions. Olive oil helps the seasoning stick to the meat, and it also creates a beautiful sear when we cook it in the pan. Use your hands to massage the oil and seasoning into the pork. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, this is where the magic starts. Once you've rubbed the seasoning in, flip the pork medallions over and repeat the exact same process: salt, freshly ground black pepper, and a little more olive oil. Again, use your hands to spread everything evenly. This way, both sides of the pork are perfectly seasoned and ready to go. Take a moment to notice how beautiful these pork tenderloin medallions look, well cut, evenly seasoned, and ready for the pan. At this point, the meat is already smelling good, and we haven't even started cooking yet. This simple combination of salt, black pepper, and olive oil may seem basic, but it's the foundation for juicy, tender, and flavorful pork medallions. Once we sear them, these seasonings will help create that golden crust that makes pork tenderloin taste like a restaurant dish. Now it's time to give our pork tenderloin medallions some serious flavor by searing them. This is one of the most important steps of the recipe, because it's here that we lock in all the juices and create that golden, caramelized crust on the outside. First, heat up a large skillet or frying pan and add a generous drizzle of olive oil. Don't rush this step, make sure the oil is hot before adding the pork. If the pan isn't hot enough, the pork will steam instead of sear, and we want that beautiful, golden brown crust. Now, carefully place the pork medallions into the pan. The moment they touch the hot oil, you should hear that amazing sizzling sound. That sound means we're doing it right, it's the pork caramelizing and developing flavor. Listen closely, this is the sound of deliciousness. Don't move the pork right away. Let it sit still so the bottom can form that golden crust. This process is called the Maillard reaction. It's a natural caramelization that happens when meat browns, and it gives you that incredible flavor you can't get any other way. After a couple of minutes, gently lift one medallion to check. If it's golden and caramelized, it's time to flip. Now, turn each pork medallion over to sear the other side. Again, listen to that sizzle. The second side will caramelize just like the first. That crust is going to contrast perfectly with the tender and juicy inside of the pork tenderloin. Since my pan doesn't fit all the medallions at once, I'll do this in 2 batches. It's better not to overcrowd the pan, because if the pork pieces are too close together, they won't sear properly. Instead, they'll release moisture and start boiling. So be patient, take your time, and work in batches. This way, every single pork medallion gets that beautiful, golden brown crust we want. look at this, perfectly seared on both sides, but still raw in the middle. That's exactly what we want. The pork is not fully cooked yet, and that's intentional. These medallions will fini. In the same pan, with all those pork juices and caramelized bits, add just a touch more olive oil. Now, toss in 1 large onion, chopped into cubes. Stir it well, scraping the bottom of the pan to release all that flavor left behind by the pork. Season with a little salt and let the onion cook until it becomes soft and golden. This step adds sweetness and depth to our sauce. It smells incredible already. Now that our onion is golden, let's add a big spoonful of chopped garlic. Stir and let it fry for about 30 seconds so the garlic releases its flavor. Next, 2 heaping tablespoons of mustard mixed with honey. This brings tanginess and just a touch of sweetness to balance the beer. Mix it all together. Now pour in 2 cups of vegetable broth, or you can use chicken broth, beef broth, whatever you prefer. Give it a stir. And now comes the star of this sauce, 1 can of dark beer, about 395 milliliters. As soon as the beer hits the pan, the aroma is amazing. Stir everything together and let it simmer. We need the alcohol to evaporate, so just let it bubble away until the liquid reduces and thickens. This reduction step concentrates all the flavors, making our beer sauce rich, deep, and absolutely delicious. Look at that sauce, it has reduced beautifully. If you run a spoon through the pan, it opens a little path and then slowly comes back together. That's how you know it's ready. Now, to make this beer sauce creamy and irresistible, add 2 heaping tablespoons of cream cheese or requeijo, followed by 200 milliliters of heavy cream. Stir everything together until smooth and velvety. Now it's time to bring back the pork medallions. Place them gently into the sauce, coat them with all that goodness, and let them cook for about 5 more minutes. The pork will finish cooking inside this amazing creamy beer sauce, staying juicy and tender. And here it is, our pork tenderloin medallions in creamy beer sauce are ready, and they look absolutely stunning. The pork has finished cooking gently in the sauce, so it's perfectly juicy and tender inside, while the outside is coated with that rich, golden, creamy beer sauce we made from scratch. For the final touch, I like to add a handful of freshly chopped green onions. They bring a pop of color, a little freshness, and they balance the richness of the sauce perfectly. Just sprinkle them right on top, and your dish looks like something you'd get in a high-end restaurant. Now let's talk about how to serve this dish. These pork tenderloin medallions are so versatile. You can pair them with fluffy white rice, buttery mashed potatoes, or even fresh pasta to soak up all that creamy beer sauce. If you want something lighter, you can serve them with roasted vegetables or even a simple salad. No matter how you enjoy it, this pork tenderloin recipe will always be a winner. And just look at that sauce, creamy, glossy, and full of flavor. Every bite of pork is tender, juicy, and completely irresistible. This is comfort food at its best, but with a gourmet touch that makes it special. If you enjoyed cooking with me today, don't forget to support the channel. Hit the like button, leave a comment below telling me what you would serve these pork medallions with, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on more amazing recipes like this one. Trust me, once you try these pork tenderloin medallions with creamy beer sauce, you'll want to make them again and again. It's an easy recipe, full of flavor, and it always impresses family and friends. So go ahead, give it a try, and let me know how much you loved it.